Hey guys, Blake here, Genghis Khan in Clash of Clans, coming to you from the Wubbs 2 clan of Clash of Clans. And we just got done with a war, and very successful war, very good. Just synergy overall. We got 73 to 54, so almost a 20-star win during the double XP of April, celebrating the anniversary of Clash of Clans. Now, unfortunately, they did decide to do some maintenance, and we lost all of these replays. And there were some in there that I had highlighted I really wanted to watch because they were good, informative replays, and would have been something cool for me to, you know, show. But aside from that, we just have and this is unfortunately the uWa. You don't like telling people that you beat someone or showing them on YouTube, but we beat the uWa. They're also a level 2 clan, and we are very close to level 3. We will actually be level 3 in 30 XP, so not even a quarter of what you get per war. But we're a very good clan. Wubbs 2 is the ashes of Wubbs 1, from what I'm to understand. I am only a new guy, really. I did become co-leader, but that's just because of how active I am. I'm really on here pretty much throughout the day at some given hour at any point. Our co-leader slash kind of leader duo that we have is Cuddledud and Sold the World. They're our upper echelon guys. They whoops. As you can see here, Sold the World I don't think does many attacks, so he just kind of stays down. But Sold the World, he's our technical co-leader slash leader. Cuddledud the same. They kind of just work together and they keep everything going. So, wow, he passed me in troops donated fast. Holy crap. 634 is I was the way higher than everyone else, but 877, jeez. Anyway, we had a great war. We have 15,000 now for our total deal. But if you watch this and you do decide you'd like to join us or want to send us an invite or something, there's 3 aspects to this clan that you don't break those kind of things for us. We have respectfulness. When you talk, or anytime you talk to somebody, or you're helping someone else, or you just want to, kind of coerce or whatever, with everybody in the clan, you have to be respectful. We're not going to deal with someone getting mad and cussing someone out. Now, we understand that I even had a spat myself with somebody once, and it was resolved fairly quickly, but you can get irritated, you can get mad, but you don't curse. We don't do curse words. There's no need for that in this. This is a game. We're trying to have fun, and we can control who is in and who is out of the clan. So it's not like something that's out of our hands. If you get to where you're being irritable or you're being rude or something like that, you might get a message, or you might get a talking to, or you might just get kicked, because we just don't deal with that. The second deal to it is donations. We like to see someone donating, like you'll see here. Almost everyone, and we have some new people, but almost everyone in the clan is going to have donated at least maybe half or a quarter of what they received. Some of us donate more so than others, but like Pravin is a good example. He's a new member, but he's donated 62. He's received 229. Now, if you consider 5 troops donated is all you can do, and you can receive 25 once you max out your clan castle, he's got 25. What is that? 9 times. So he's asked for troops 9 times, and he's given 5 troops to somebody. I'm sorry. I just went blank. 60 times. Or not 60 times. 12 times. 12 times equals 60. So 12 times he has given 5 troops. Apparently he's given a couple extra troops at one point. And he's asked for troops roughly 9 times. So he's doing okay. You like to have a high, close number to each other, but it's not that big a deal. But like Cuddledud, again, great leader, doing the same thing. He's donating a ton like I am. I only ask for donations for war. But, Pravin was a great example of someone who's just doing fine. Now, like Connor, we've had to have a discussion. He's 10 to 140. Yeah, we don't really accept that. We're going to say something to him again. It seems like he could fit in here, but we just don't. We don't want freeloading people that are going to continually get our troops, continually get our elixir that we're spending to make sure that you have troops, and you not somehow give back. It doesn't make for good clan mates. It doesn't make for good morale. Everyone wants to kind of work together and let's all have fun. Like 166 to 490, that's fine. You're always going to receive more than you give out, unless you just like specifically only give out like I do. But aside from that, let's go ahead and get into the war. We started out strong. We did okay in the middle, just kind of coasted a little bit, and we finished with a little bit of fun, which is always what you want to do. If you're way ahead, you want to kind of try to take a little, just a kind of a risk or something, see if you can get a loot party going. And I'll get to one here in a minute. I did talk our leader, one of our leaders, Cuddle Dud, into attempting an attack. I believe the concept was successful. There was literally like 2 variables that I told him that could cause it to not work, and one of them caused it to not work. These darn Teslas popped up out of nowhere and they ruined it. But I thought for sure the Teslas would not be that far out, but unfortunately they were. We'll get into that here in just a minute. But let's go ahead and pull up. We won't show the other team's attacks. We might show 1 or 2. But we'll do... Okay, we have our number 3, Biso or Beso. I'm not exactly sure how he likes it, but... Biso taking on their number 5, Richter. And as anyone knows, when you attack this high, it becomes difficult. It takes more strategy. It's highly unlikely to get 3-star unless you just have a perfectly sound strategy and you don't catch that many traps. But he's got 83% on someone who is a TH9 and has strong walls. They don't have like under-leveled walls, so their walls are doing well. Let's go ahead and get into it real fast. He does the blanket dragon kind of concept where you just lay out the dragons and kind of go, please, I believe he got a 12th dragon out of his donations, but he drops an early heal spell and rage. I don't know that I like that quite as much. I do like the heal spell early, just in case of those early traps, but the rage spell probably could have waited. Clan Castle. Oh my gosh, excuse me. Clan Castle not going to do that much because they just don't really affect dragons that badly. The Town Hall does get sniped, so we're looking at the 2-star now. But we are down to 1 elixir, or 1 spell. The Expo, not air attacking, only ground distance. And at this point, you can almost guarantee that he's not going to be able to pull off the 3-star because there is 1 remaining air defense. There are 2 more Teslas, and there's a lot of defense for when the heroes come out. So, unless he just got some magical stuff off, he's probably not going to get the 2-star, or the 3-star, I'm sorry. So we will speed this up just slightly. Okay, and it is getting a little close. I believe there shouldn't be any traps left. If I counted correctly, that was the last trap. Okay, hero dropped. And he does have the ability for the Barbarian King. He doesn't have the ability for his Archer Queen just yet. But right now, it's just not going to happen. If the heroes had gotten in there and got the kill on the air defense, it would have become possible. But at this point, I think those are level. That's the gold ones are level 10, I believe. So level 10 cannons. And the queen pulled aggro. Oh, she does have her ability. I thought that she didn't. I'm sorry, it's level 5. So they do get both cannons, but the Expo, like I said before, it's a long-range ground Expo. It's not the air ground. And there's a Tesla remaining, a mortar. There's just not enough quite here to tank it up. And the queen will go down extremely quickly to an Expo. So, unfortunate, but great attack. I mean, that's 2 stars against the number 5 that we wouldn't have had more than probably 1 star to. And it wasn't a cheesy one either. It was an attempt. It was a good attempt. And he might have been able to put down the heroes a little bit earlier and gotten a little bit more out of it, perhaps. But I don't think so. I really think that one was in the books to begin with. Good attack, Biso. Very nice. We'll move on. let's see here. Joe's been doing extremely well. He's one of our mid to lowers. I think I'm going to go ahead and show one of his. I don't know if there's anything embarrassing on it or something that went wrong, so I apologize ahead of time if it is, Joe. But we always pull Clan Castle first. Now, with this given instance, all he's doing is kind of getting some stuff out there. But you want to always be sure and pull Clan Castle first. So he started pulling some of them. Yeah, yawning today. But a seasoned, I don't want to say seasoned to be rude, but he should have known that was not quite all of them. That was not even half, in fact. But the rest are, fortunately, archers. If they were wizards, it might have caused a problem. But right here, I would have liked to see him have his giants out already tanking, because he doesn't have 5 to 6, maybe 7 giants. He has 16 giants. So you want to have those giants out immediately. Like right here, you have high damage wizards, and that's good, but you want to have those wizards backed up by some, there's no reason to not have the giants out just yet. And to save them to the end is kind of worrisome. He also doesn't have any spells. I made the same mistake the other day. I ran in without any spells. I was going too quickly, and although he does have the free roam of the healer, they've broken into 2 different packs now. So only one pack can be healed. And he doesn't have enough damage per second. These guys are going to walk forever. They're going to go really slowly, and they're not going to get everything. They're probably not even going to be able to, if I had to pick without knowing, I wouldn't say they even got half the buildings, because it's just not enough. I mean, they have spring traps to go over. They still have 1 giant bomb, I believe, left to walk around. And although the healer is nice, you needed to have this in place as soon as you got that clan castle out of the way. You knock out the clan castle, you get started on knocking down the walls with your wall breakers and giants, but you have to keep your archers alive, because if the archers die, that's your damage per second. Although giants may do a lot of damage, they don't do a lot of damage per attack, and they're very slow. So now his aggro is caught around the outside buildings. They're going to lumberjack their way around, brr, 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 and they're not going to get anything done. They're just not. But he does pull the 1 star, so he gets the war loot. Congratulations, Joe. It was still a successful attack. But you just want to try to get a little bit more. Let's get some music in the background, just for the heck of it. But you want to have that solid 2-star, possibly 3-star type attack when you get to that. So not a bad attack. It's still 1, but it's just one of those things you need to tweak in the future. You always want the giants to be soaking up as much damage as possible, as quickly as possible. Let's go ahead and do a defense. If we can find a defense here. He's no longer in the clan, so I don't want to post that one. Let's go ahead and look at this then. Oh, I'm sorry, we're down on the ones that don't even have replays at this point. I'm such a silly dork. Coolin. I believe he got the most heroic defense award, actually. This is Coolin. He is a relatively new guy. Now, and this is this, okay? This is TH6, so your level 6 Town Hall, and these are Hog Riders. Hog Riders against a Town Hall 6. So he is outmatched in tech for sure, because you can't even get Hog Riders until late TH7 because you have to get the Dark Barracks, and then you have to upgrade the Dark Barracks. Okay, so he's going into this with a little bit of a disadvantage. The other person opted to not get spells. I don't think I would ever condone that, but he chose to not pull the clan castle. And oh, this is Rana. No, this isn't Rana Hassan. I wish we would have had a run on someone. I filled his clan castle with all kinds of goofy stuff. Oh man, major spring trap hit. Spring trap, double spring trap actually hits all of the remaining hog riders. So that is it. No more hog riders, and there are still defenses up. It's just one of those things. He should have won. He should have at least got 1 star out of this, but he opted to not pull clan castle, and you have to pull clan castle. There's no discussion. You have to pull them out, because at this point they literally just ended the game for him. He no longer has a chance to start. So unfortunate, but it's something you need to learn. Let's get into a couple more, and then I'll let you go. It looks like Connor Yu barely held from the 3-star. He was attacked many times. He was attacked several times in this clan war. Again, this is going to be a lot of splash damage, and with as close as this attack was, this splash damage means everything, because he literally only kept the 3-star by a couple buildings. So he's now got no giants left. All of the giants are gone. And it's because he did not pull that clan castle. Just that one simple mistake. So now he's got 2 P.E.K.K.A.s and 12 level 5 wizards. That is a lot of damage. But again, this dragon has paid for itself in tenfold. It's now killed half of his army, and he's down to just the wizards and 2 level 2 P.E.K.K.A. Actually, where's the other P.E.K.K.A? Did he only have 1 level 2 P.E.K.K.A? I guess so. So now these wizards have tons of damage that they're dealing out, and they snipe the town hall, but it's all unfounded because they can't hide behind something. They just get shot down. So now that's going to take 2 more mortar shots, and then it's gone. And it's just, you see how the attack could go so perfectly well. But one slip, one choice to not get that clan castle costs you. And it almost costs you every single time. Because you just have to do it. So we're going to speed this up just a little bit. Although he did do everything he could do, this P.E.K.K.A. is going to still live till the end. Because there's just not much to take it down. But the P.E.K.K.A. and the Barbarian King can't live. One or the other would have to take it, and they both drop. And down goes the P.E.K.K.A., which is the last line of defense essentially, and he loses 93%. I wish you could almost take it back and control it yourself and just pull that clan castle, because then he keeps all of those giants much healthier, much longer. Had so many fewer pot shots on the wizards that were in the back. I love the composition too, the mixing it up. I don't like the balloons because the balloons don't make a ton of sense. You have everything else ground. You kind of need to stay ground, and that's 5 per balloon, so that's 30 space. I mean, that's a lot of additional wizards. That's another P.E.K.K.A. I mean, that's kind of stuff you need to be doing on the ground, because air is air, ground is ground, in my opinion. Mixing it up is great. I love watching people mix up their compositions, but not air and ground. Hog Rider Dragon is about the closest I would come to discussing that, and that's because the Hog Riders will facilitate the dragon. They'll try to take out the air defenses so that the dragons don't die. Now, I have not actually even seen this replay, but because Sold did it, we're going to try it out. This is Sold the World, our leader / co-leader. They're both kind of the same. Taking on their number 2, which is always difficult. It's worrisome to try to do, but it's, we're way ahead. We know we were going to win. He's got max level hogs. He ran the golems in so that he could make sure there were no spring traps, because golems are really finicky to attacks with the infernos. I would have liked to seen him use probably a freeze spell on those infernos. The rage spells aren't really needed that much. This guy has a really tight base. He only has a couple of loose spots, so he shouldn't have been that worried about spring traps or anything else. But the freeze on that one inferno would have kept a lot more hogs alive. but that's also difficult to think of at the time. So at this point, it's getting a little bit bleak. The Archer Queen is down. The rage spell's all but used. He has one left, and the P.E.K.K.A.s on the left, they're going to go down fairly quickly. The P.E.K.K.A. on the top is going down very soon. That giant bomb almost finished it off, and he's only hoping at this point for 50%, and he doesn't quite have the units. The Barbarian King's left. He's just not going to be able to get enough done. The Inferno Tower, the top P.E.K.K.A. could maybe get quite a bit done. Get another, if it happened to drag aggro the other way and went outside of the structure. But the further he moves in, the further problems he's going to have. And unfortunately, it's an unsuccessful attack. He gets caught on the wall. So yeah, that's kind of all she wrote for that. Great attack though. Great mindset. It just, a couple of things to tweak. Maybe he made all the right choices and it just wasn't going to happen. It wasn't in the cards anyway. And that's fine. You know, it's just, it happens one of those times. But he at least attempted it. Let's find another one before we get into the one that I really want to talk about. It looks like Jake attacked twice in the last 4 minutes. That is apparently he must have purchased the units, because you shouldn't be able to get units that fast. I guess he bought them. But let's go ahead and take a look. A 70% number 4 against number 6, so that's not bad at all. Let's see what he did. Okay, so Blanket Dragon, not something again that I prefer, but it's just me. It's obviously very strong. He one-starred with it against a guy who has high-level heroes. So a little bit of an early edge rage spell. I like to rage them once they reach the air defense range instead of before, because what you really want them doing is moving quickly through stuff as the air defense begins. As soon as the air defense catches aggro, boom, you drop that rage spell and try to get them to it as quick as you can, because that air defense is going to be what causes you problems. Now, luckily there's nothing all that amazing in the clan castle. There is one wizard. He'll do a little bit more damage than the others, but not a ton. And right with that last building, that's 50%, 1 star on the board. That's all he technically needs. But with the dropping, people tend to do this sometimes. They get to where there's a decision-making process that you need to think, hey, can I get everything or can I just get 2 stars? In this aspect, he has no buildings on this bottom half section. Okay, from the Wizard Tower to the Expo, there are no buildings down here. So if he were to drop the Barbarian King and the Archer Queen at the very bottom left, it would have drawn aggro to probably the Expo, and then the next closest building is the Town Hall. Now, would he have been successful? Not sure. That's why a lot of those high-level pros, they'll try to keep a couple of wall breakers to the end and break their way and try to make a big perfect line so the heroes can walk up and snipe that Town Hall. Now, it would have taken a long time, but I think he would have been able to get 2 stars, because all he has to worry about is those 2 Expos, and while they do a lot of damage, he has the ability on the Barbarian King, so he would have been able to soak up some. Some of the little tiny barbarians would have been able to soak up some, and it would have just worked out a lot closer to a 2-star rather than just getting the 1 star and then dropping them on the left. They're going to continue around the outside like that, and it's just going to cause a lot more, several more buildings to go down, but they don't get the 2-star. It doesn't matter how many buildings you get past 50% if you can't get that Town Hall. So, decision made right there. I don't know if I call it the right one, but he did still have a lot of dragons left. He might have thought he could get the 3-star, but I like the guaranteed 2-star. Because right here, they're going to draw aggro to the Town Hall after this. And if he had those barbarians in there, he would get the kill. That Barbarian King and Queen, I almost guarantee, because now even at the very end you can see nothing on the whole left half is there. They would have gone straight towards the Town Hall. and he probably could have got a snipe off on it. Now, it was done in this war, no big deal, but it was it's just one of those decision-making deals that you have to do in the middle of it. And that's all. I mean, I might have done the same thing in the middle of the war. I don't know. I just, in from looking at it after it's over, that's probably the way that I would have called it. So we'll look at Jake's other attack. This is kind of called, I saw this earlier, I call this one the diamond base, because it kind of looks like a heart or a diamond or something. And apparently that's why he got it all done so fast. Just barbarians and archers. He was just wanting to one-star the guy. Didn't pull clan castle. Something you still should try to do, even if you're just trying to be funny. But if they had like a Valkyrie or something like that in there, it could cause a lot of problems for this kind of little, you know, skimpy ground attacks. You know, a dragon not that big scary when you have this many archers, but like a Valkyrie or something to that effect, or if he managed to put a balloon in there, balloons drop and they take out a lot of splash damage. So it's not going that great immediately, but he does still have a lot of buildings on this top side, which I'm assuming will be the focal point here in a minute. He's going to go for that. Yeah, see, there they are. He's going to make sure and get all those cheesy, easy buildings up there. And he needs to drop a few on that farther right top side to get the research center and all that. There they go. And that should almost easily, with those two last buildings, that will ensure it. Yeah, he's got it there. And the rest is just kind of, you know, noise. But he does get the 1 star. He gets the war loot, and well done to him. Good job, Jake. That's awesome, man. Okay. So what we will do here is pull up the attack I'm referring to. This is Cuddle Dud's attack. Number 1, defending against number 1. Okay? Now, look at the composition. We have the 1 archer, and we have 15. And that was a precise number that I gave him, 15. And I didn't fully count the number of archer towers. I don't know that it would have made a difference. We might have been able to just get rid of the archer towers in the, you know, in the bottom left, right, and left the top 2 alone. That might have been a possibility. But what we were intending to do was use minions to get the brunt of the damage done, but the balloons take out the archer towers, because if you look at how far in these inferno towers are, they're too far away to get minions. Same thing with the air defense. The air defenses will only go basically to these walls, and ranged minions would get all of these outer lying buildings. I believe I counted up, and all of the outer lying buildings combined together would equal almost 40%. So with the inclusion of killing off 5 towers, it would be 45 to 46%. I can't remember now. And he had to get an additional 3 to 4 buildings. Not that difficult, and with the Archer Queen and Archer and Barbarian King, it should have been easy. Now, the one thing I told him was the variable was Teslas. That Teslas should be on the inside. I expected one to be right here between the mortar and air defense. And if you look, you can't really tell where the other one would be in their attack. Maybe right over here by this wizard tower, maybe by the opposing wizard tower, but you typically want them inside of the base because they do the most damage to P.E.K.K.A.s, and you don't want them to die off fast, so you don't put them outside the walls. And fortunately, he did and saved himself. But we'll go ahead and get this attack started. And that was the decision. Rage spell. Get the balloons over onto the archer tower, and 1 attack from the balloon plus the balloon dying killed an archer tower. Okay, so 3 balloons. That one caught aggro to the wizard, but it didn't make a difference. Got over, got 1 attack off, drop. It's dead. Okay, now another archer tower, except this one went to the cannon. Still got there in time, I believe. 1 attack. No, it didn't get that one. That's right, because it went to the cannon first. And if you saw, there was another trap that went off and killed it. So we have 1 unsuccessful tower so far. And here come the Teslas. The Teslas that ruined the game. We get the Tesla, draws the aggro left. We did not get the archer tower. So that archer tower is fully healthy. And we have 1 more to get. Go up here. We are out of rage spells, so this is kind of just a desperation attempt. They don't get the attack off. Doesn't quite kill it. So now we have 7% on just defensive structures, and we have 72 minions left. Okay, and we have 2 abilities by both the heroes, so the intention was to just surround him with minions and try to keep them as spread as possible and get every one of these outer lying buildings. And it takes the wizard tower 2 shots to actually kill 1 minion, so the spreading was very important. Okay, so we're out at this point. I don't know what he has in his clan castle, actually. I don't remember. But see, all of these air defenses can't hit it. So we've taken down these buildings here. We got some good damage on these buildings. And these buildings over here are defended by these silly Teslas. That Tesla went down earlier, but this one is now defending these and killed all of those off. So we got the buildings on the left almost all gone. All of these buildings went down because they're just free. That spell probably could have been used on the heroes, but, you know, potato, potato. So now we're only sitting at 25%, much shorter than we wanted to. We wanted to have at least these buildings done, and a couple of these just, it didn't go as well as we wanted to. That Tesla really ruined it. And if we had just chose to do the archer towers on one half of the map instead of the whole thing, might have gone better. But it was a decent idea, and I apologize for him to trying it out because it was in fact my idea. But I believe he drops on the top left, if I remember right. Probably would have been better on the bottom right, but he does, yeah, he does drop top left. Okay, top left for the clan castle, top right for that stuff. So if he had put that here and the heroes on the right, maybe a little bit more damage, not a ton, but even then he'll use his ability here in a second to mitigate some of the late damage. Does take the aggro to the cannon. Almost take, that would have brought him to 40%, so he's 10% short. Now 10% is these last buildings right here. If he were to get these last, what is it, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 buildings outside of the structure here, that would have been his 50%. So the idea was there and it worked properly. It just was too many archer towers, not enough spells that you can hold. You can't hold 8 spells, so we had enough to get 5, possibly more. Maybe if we had spread them out 4 apiece, 4, 4, 4, 4, and just tried to get the archer towers and get the minions in behind it and tried one side, maybe it would have been more successful. But 40% is where he finished at, and easily would have got 50 with these remaining outer lying buildings. Just one of those deals that didn't quite go work out for him. So, but we did win the war. We won it solidified. I mean, we destroyed in this war. They had 9 attacks left compared to our 47. If you were to say that we both used all of our attacks, so 9 more attacks and 20 stars. So they would have to 3-star everything, and they only had a couple of people left to 3-star. They just missed out a lot of their lower points, a lot of their mid, and we really didn't. We left the top guys, we attempted them at the end, but there's 12 stars there, which brings us up to 85, 86, 87, 88, 89. And 90. There's 90 right there. But we took out their entire, just like our plan told us to, we were going to take out the entire lower half. We did, and successfully won. So we didn't get all the loot that we probably could have, but we won the war by a long shot. And I love this clan. Really looking forward to everything else we're doing. We're fixing to start another clan war very soon. Nobody has actually been talking, but this whole time, so everyone's kind of inactive. It's about 2 or 3 in the afternoon where I am. But anyway, thanks for watching. We'll have more to go. I'm going to probably get a better webcam. This one's really old. I pulled it out just to see if I could run it, but We're gonna see what we can do, push forward. We're gonna be a level 3 clan, I'm sure, by the next time that I pull the next video. So let's just keep watching, guys. I'll get you some more content, and I'll upload it just as fast as I can, and we'll go ahead and get into our next time. So thank you for watching. Genghis Khan with the Wubbs 2 signing off.